I love the draft stage, man.
We saw some pretty hype games yesterday.
Oh, TNC first ban Alchemist.
It's not a bad strategy.
Love it.
You see very team-specific bans coming out, especially the later we get into this tournament. Teams start realizing what other teams are good at, and they start realizing what they're actually not so good against.
I loved when you pointed that out with Team Secret just going as anti-GH as possible, banning Wisp.
It almost worked.
Selecting
I think that they were in a great position to win that series yesterday. I think a couple key mistakes in that game 3, and we could have seen Team Liquid eliminated very, very easily.
Lich, he's back.
First pick Lich.
Okay, you love Lich.
I love him.
Let's see what got overlooked.
You want to marry him.
Wisp and Earthshaker, both overlooked. A lot of teams up against the Lich will go towards heavy summon lineups, which can be directly countered by a second pick Earthshaker. So I'd be quite surprised to see TNC to let Earthshaker go back to OG. I imagine they'll probably pick it for themselves with one of their 2 picks here, and then maybe look for Furion or some sort of hero that has summons, or can play really fast in between lanes.
I think that Lich is a good hero, but I think first him is quite scary as well, because he's, as we said, he's not a good hero to deal with summons, and Ench and those heroes are very good against him as well. So really gives the opportunity to the enemy team. And here we see the team as well. It's like that hero that the VP picks, right? You see that Lich, who can't really move around often, and you get the Maiden to be a little bit greedy.
Yeah, we saw VP pick that Maiden yesterday. I was not a huge fan of it, but it worked out really, really well. What we did see, they did do Crystal Maiden actually against the Lich, right? It was exactly supports, and CM was able to start in the jungle a little bit, but he was also able to move in between the mid and the safe lane and grab a couple kills. That game was a little weird for me just because I think the Beastmaster was feeding a lot. I think he could have played better. Crystal Maiden and Nightstalker would have gotten all those kills.
And at least now here for OG, they're getting the Earth Spirit, who's actually a hero that can kill Maiden in the jungle if it can anchor. So it's not the Kanka and Lich opening that VP was up against.
And if you're playing Crystal Maiden and Earth Spirit rolls on you with an Orb of Venom,
you're dead.
Yeah, most times Crystal Maiden has a clarity going, so first off, that's canceled. And you 140 mana for your freeze, and maybe you have 1, you definitely don't have 2.
I mean, I'm nearly certain Crystal Maiden is the slowest hero in the game, but also by a significant margin, right?
Treant Protector's pretty slow too. My 2 favorite heroes. Ice Frog, please.
One tongue.
I think Sand King got picked over Shaker because it's more flexible. I think they want to put Tim's on a more aggressive hero a lot of times. Although we did see them pick Naga a lot, I still think they do better when he's on the Slaughter Art yet Sand King. Or Slaughter Earth Spirit and Sand King rather. Brew ban. I think they're going to pick a core that gets countered by Brew.
I think it's more about SF4 that he's one of the best Brew players.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. I think OG enabling S4 is a really good strategy for them. So the game where he's playing Panda, you got the 11-minute Blink Dagger or something, something.
Oh, he dominated start to finish in that game.
S4 is the kind of player who he knows how to cause initiations and he knows how to take smart fights. So having him kind of lead the direction of your team once he has that Blink Dagger is a really good spot to be in.
And that is also why it's quite hard to play against OG, because we have S4 and Ana who you don't really want to give up a good game in the beginning of the game. But then you also have No-Tech who's active, so it's very hard to shut all of them down.
Morphling ban.
Yeah, I mean, Ake, you mentioned earlier, Lich plus Morphling in the mid lane is an excellent way to circumvent weaknesses of Morphling in the early game.
And it's also a way then for Ana to play a position 1 hero in the mid lane, and for them to make sure it has a good game. So it's a very good back from TNC.
Ben, you play a lot of carry, right? Mm-hmm. When somebody bans Morphling, what is something that you would want to play without a Morphling in the game? They just banned out the Naga, and Morphling's often great against heroes that build Radiance because you can replicate them and then have a Radiance on your side.
I think it's more so for the mid lane matchup. They know they can't shut down the mid lane because it's a Lich.
Oh, okay.
So
they're eliminating one of the hard carries that could present them problems.
Right, that could pretty much has a very easy early game because of the Lich.
Morphling's really good for CM and Sand King. Any stuns are just no problem at all for Morphling because he can just strength and survive. Also, he builds Lincoln Sphere, which is great versus Sand King.
So there's still a ton of good heroes out there that we haven't seen banned at all. I think Puck is still in the pool. Could be really good for S4 here. Hasn't been addressed because we see a lot of unusual bans here. Could be like Cicada fight, which OG has been going for a lot. Like no Shaker in the pool. Shaker's still been picked or banned.
Yeah, that's surprising.
I know.
I'm not a biggest fan of CK because they have the Sanking Stun and Crystal Maiden AoE if you can get the ultimate off to kill off the CK illusion. So
It's tough versus CK, but certainly CK is not the tankiest hero.
yeah.
Well, also, I mean, we've seen several Chaos Knight games on the main stage, and he gets kills and gets farm, feels unstoppable, and if he does, he doesn't even feel like he's in the game.
No-Tail's got one of the better senses for playing that hero, I think. We saw the CK yesterday really just get around early and not get a lot done, but I think No-Tail's got a nice balance of being ready to fight, also moving to create fights.
There's also like the Void DD combo too. That's still open up for OG.
10 seconds to go.
Do they play Void on the safe lane then, or?
Yeah.
I think maybe Darkseer is a way for them to make sure that OG needs the No-Tail as well. Because if they leave No-Tail against the Darkseer, then usually Darkseer farms a lot and it's very hard to take the mid game when he gets his neck on Darkseer. But now they probably want to get a support there to help him out, and the Earth Spirit, he doesn't really want to be there.
He definitely doesn't want to be there. They probably want to pick somebody that can solo up against this Darkseer in lane. First thoughts, I think possibly Anti-Mage or OG could be an option.
Looking at the TNC lineup, I feel like that their different strengths.
Team fights.
Lots and lots of team fight. Good disables. Darkseer, no disables, but massive amounts of fight.
Set him up for the Sanking Stun, the vacuum to Sanking Stun, and Darkseer he usually builds mech and he can go as well. So that really gives him a lot of magic resistance and yeah, health from the mechanism. So
Darkseer does a good job of enabling melee cores to be more effective in the early game with Ion Shell and Surge. So in these next two picks from TNC, we'll most likely see either one or two melee heroes to, you know, bolster his strengths, which melee heroes don't actually match up that well versus Lich and Earth Spirit because of the proximity of how their spells work. Lots of AoE, and the closer people are together, the more damage they're capable of doing. Kofos as well, with his aura especially, constantly on melee heroes throughout team fights.
and like there we have the hero that we were talking about that they can put on No-Tail that actually can solo against Darkseer. Well,
They can solo for Darkseer?
Yeah, I think so. He can sustain, and
I haven't played a lot of the new Necrophos, so interesting.
the only problem is if Sanking drives by and gets an Ion. They're probably going to be ready with TP on Earth Spirit to be able to help him.
Ooh, Luna. Second appearance here on the main stage.
Look at the melee core I predicted, just popping right up right away. I'm on top of it, huh?
In your defense, Luna is the meleeest range hero in the game.
Yeah, people like to go melee range on Luna, right? So ideally the Ion Shell should just work for itself.
When you're right, Peter.
Yeah.
I think there's two ways to deal with the Necrophos.
I'm right.
As a carry. You can either pick a diffusal hero, or you can pick a carry that does a ton of magic damage, and Luna fits in the latter position. I think we saw it picked versus Liquid, I think, was it?
Yeah, Team Secret snatched up Luna in the final game.
And it destroyed the Necrophos. They, like, as soon as he popped the Ghost, they just bomb him with Eclipse.
I'd love to see OG head towards some Black King Bar heroes that item pretty naturally here. All four of these heroes definitely struggle against that item. Luna, a very magic-based damage carry for the early game until she gets Manta and the Butterfly.
TNC is also getting a lot more team fight here with Luna, of course, with her ultimate, but also the aura, the lunar blessing that makes them being able to take down towers faster.
Yeah, Luna can be that frontliner for the team. Go hit the tower. What they don't have is any kind of save to back her up.
So, Centaur.
Alternatively to BKB heroes, they can build pipe wielders. Centaur, I think, builds hood / pipe every single game. Very, very good versus their lineup. And also, we saw it paired up a lot, Centaur Warrunner versus the Luna matchup. And it actually is very problematic for the Luna. Just like spam double on her. CM maybe not going to be in lane that much. You're not really in danger of dying a clip because of the hood.
I want to ask the same question that I asked earlier, but for OG. How would you describe this lineup, its strength right now?
Teamfight and laning prowess, I think that they're set up to have a better early game with the Lich, and they'll probably take a decent early game advantage. I imagine Centaur will probably go hood first, or maybe even rush a blink, and we'll start looking for activity on the map. Darkseer being the 3 position is most likely going to be farming quite a bit more than the Sand King, who is most likely slotted as the 4. So we can expect an earlier Blink Dagger from OG and have them begin initiating fights. And TNC might be on the back foot until the 4 position Sand King catches up.
I mean, especially with the Earth Spirit, that wherever there's any weakness, he can bomb in so easily, transitioning into Centaur on the Blink Dagger.
It feels like OG wants to kind of take the fight a bit back and forth. Like they have the center to be able to run out when Luna is coming in with their ultimate, and they use the vacuum and wall on Darkseer.
I think we can expect a aggro trialing from TNC.
How is Darkseer against Centaur? It's quite even.
It seems fine.
If they,
Yeah.
They should just block the hard camp.
Oh, I see.
Otherwise, the Darkseer is just going to push out the wave and pull the hard camp and
talk about that. Can you explain that? Can you explain that for everyone who doesn't know what you're talking about?
That the Darkseer puts iron shells on the wave and he pushes it out. So
I was talking about the ward.
Oh, the ward. He puts the the Centaur is going to bring a ward down to the bottom lane in case it's like against the Darkseer, and he blocks the hard camp with the ward so it doesn't spawn. So
the Darkseer pushes out the wave with Iron Shell, and then to take it to win the lane, to beat Centaur, he denies all his creeps to the neutral hard camp there. So if Centaur wards that, then those creeps won't spawn, and that opportunity for him to, or for Darkseer to get ahead won't be there.
And here comes the Cuckoo, Queen of Pain.
Ana on Invoker, going to be versus Cuckoo on Queen of Pain. The draft is complete. Will TNC be able to let Luna get the farm needed to conquer in the end game, or will OG's building towards support Ana give them the victory here in game 1? Let's head down to the casters to get this match underway.
It's been a year, Lumi, yet it feels like this could be deja vu. In 2016, OG was shocked when TNC took them down 2-0 in a similar circumstance in the lower bracket, I believe in this exact same round, to eliminate them from the International. Only 5 players from that match remain heading into this tournament. The lineups have changed, perhaps the styles have changed. Do you think history will repeat itself?
I don't know, but we're about to find out. I think it's always very dangerous.
Oh, come on, you gotta give me better than that.
Okay, well, trying to get into it as you brutally cut me off. But I think it's very dangerous to assume that, hey, it's the same matchup. It's going to be TNC taking it again. But I think last year TNC in this position came in as a team that didn't expect to go too far. They were playing as if there's nothing to lose, whereas on the other side, OG, they're TI, right?
They started upper bracket, they got shocked by
exactly,
then they got bounced out.
Right, so I think mentality-wise, it's very different this year around. And coming in here, you could make the argument that TNC is supposed to be in the upper brackets. So they're supposed to be doing a lot better. They represent...
I mean, I don't know. I'm a little worried about OG. They're already asking for suggestions from the viewers. What items do they need?
Well, for Fly, he buys nothing. He buys wards, maybe has one GG brand. He's going to buy Tango and keep sharing with his allies.
It's 2 very different ways of asking that same question, right?
Yeah.
Jarex is like, well, which of these amazing, like, 4 position items can change the game should I get? Fly's like, can I get boots? Please?
The good thing for Lich is that you do have the high natural movement speed, so you don't maybe need the boots till a little bit later.
So I think coming into this tournament, to expand on your point, you were talking about TNC, a very different mindset where that core that got them, the big upset last year has stuck together. 3 of their players remain with the new captain, but similar formula, another North American player being imported in to hopefully lead the team to greatness like Demon did last year. So you look at this matchup, they start in the upper bracket. They look versus LFY were just outmatched. What is kind of their trajectory heading into this game?
So I think they were outmatched by LFY because it wasn't the same TNC that did their bread and butter, right? They came into this tournament leading C with their own particular playstyle, which is, hey, we're going to Bat Rider Silencer you. This lineup that involves a lot of size teamfight coordination. And I'm glad to see them that they're doing this again. Like yesterday, they picked Broodmother, which is not a Cuckoo hero. They picked Alchemist, which Cuckoo does play, but only once in the last 6 months. These are not comfort picks for TNC that we saw yesterday. Today, however, this is all TNC special. We're going to see the beauty that is the Vacuum Burrow Strike. Tims and Samage, I mean, I know they show Universe and Zai, like you called it the love story. This is the C love story. Like Samage and Tims, they're mind linked when it comes to initiation. We're going to see some crazy combination for them.
All right, well, save the Kansas City until after the big TNC. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Cuckoo also playing one of his best hero. We'll see if he's going to be effective. He's only 50% in this tournament so far with the Queen of Pain, but this is probably his namesake hero. So this is a very good look for TNC. They're playing their strategy. They're playing with the comfort picks, and I think they're going to bring it to OG.
All right, the teams entering the fields of Dota. Game 1 of an elimination showdown begins now. So we'll see how the lane's set up here, Lumi. Looks like Sam H is going to be heading to the off lane as the Darkseer, so TNC looking very standard in their setup. S4 going off lane on the Centaur. Well, as I say that, it seems like NoTail might be heading that way. It doesn't even have a TP scroll, so it looks like for OG that they really want a particular laning configuration. Are they afraid of aggression here?
I think, as the panel suggested, they want to line up the Necro versus the Darkseer. It's a decent lineup. As the smoke comes, and Jerax, the perfect position, breaks the smoke in the high ground. And honestly, not too good of an initiation, actually just throws some stones around.
Great minds thinking alike here. Cuckoo now going to try to trade out with Jerax a little bit. They do assume position to snag that bounty rune.
This is really big.
At the very least, they probably can get the bounty rune edge if they commit, but no, TNC are going to back away. So the smoke expended, a lot of damage done early. This Queen of Pain. And
more importantly, you force Queen of Pain to blink, so that's a lot of a harass that Anna doesn't have to deal with in the Shadow Strike. So
yeah, he does start with a lot of plus stats here, so already ate one of the 2 pulled tangos. He's going to be a bit late on regen in this middle lane.
I mean, that might seem like a small thing, but Jerax's move to break the smoke, force blink of Queen of Pain, just gave Anna the lane that, like for the first minute and a half, and he has got the better block, so.
And it matters even better for OG. I believe they may have just seen this ward dropped up towards the top side, as Jerax had previously warded that exact same cliff, so they might even get a D-ward as well to start the laning stage. These are all little things. They don't directly translate into gold on the board, at least not in a major way, but indirectly can make a huge difference in the next 5-6 minutes. But top lane, this could make a direct impact. Barosh coming through, looking for the first blood. S4 will go down. TNC grabbing that kill early.
LD, this is giving me the same deja vu. LGD ran a off-lane Beastmaster and Lich yesterday combination. And remember what happened? It was Beastmaster moving too forward before the Lich got Frost Armor. Same story here. If you're playing at the offensive Lich lane, you definitely want to make sure that you hold back for a while and make sure you get level 2 on both your heroes before you venture forward. Although with that said, OG does have the beneficial bottom lane, getting the matchup that they want, the False versus Darkseer.
We are going to see Fly go for that D-ward now and eats the Dire Ward. But OG, I mean, they already had the ward there, so they should really have the ability to dodge these ganks with full vision supremacy in the top lane for now, but a bit of a sloppy start gets them TNC roll lane, and we'll see. Meanwhile, this Necro versus Darkseer lane, do you consider it quite advantage for the Necro folks?
It's not too advantage. I mean, normally when you pick Darkseer, you pick him for the mid-game team fight, but also for the lane dominance, and he's not getting that part. Like, he is not going to be able to dominate NoTail. So, in that sense, it's a small draft win for NoTail, and he's also going to be able to farm for a big item should he choose to do so. I don't think Sam H is going to be able to deny any of his farm.
Despite the D-ward, Tim's still playing aggressive here on the north side of the map. He is going to try and snag a bounty rune, does so. So roaming constantly, but his movement's largely being tracked. Not sure if they'll identify that he's towards mid now.
Bottom lane, NoTail.
In danger. Single life for now. Doesn't have that point in the Ghost Shroud just yet.
Yeah. I mean, that might look like it was like a pretty good turn event for Sam H, but honestly, with the fact that NoTail could just regen off of last hits, I don't need to worry about how the lane's going.
Already back to full HP. Just giving Sam H some poke damage where he can, but top lane again, they make their move. And they might actually get the jump here in S4. Lucent Beam set it up. Burrow Strike to fall. They have the damage to bring him down.
They do.
Tries to get some out before he falls. A second for the offlane Centaur.
Very curious skill point for Lich to go for the Nova here instead of the Frost Armor. Or rather, Ice Armor.
So the downside of this ward, I guess, is also I think Tim's took this northern approach, which is just out of vision of that OG ward. They may not have expected that rotation. Nice adjustment there.
They should have seen him walking past the ward, but I guess they were just looking elsewhere. But I think these lanes should be going a little bit better for OG, but this is no surprise for any TNC fans. Sometimes they just win from the laning stage due to the raw mechanical skill that the player has. Cuckoo, I think, one of the best players in the mid lane for TNC. Like, bar none. He's so good.
And they gave him the Quappa here that can excel, and the Lich so far has just been trying to support that Centaur in the top lane. It was mentioned, and I think it really has been true for OG, that so often Ana gets the priority with support, with the hero picks, the amount of farm he's given. They haven't really offered him much in the mid lane, just that early support from the Earth Spirit, but he's largely been off the lane, rotating around early. As a result, Cuckoo has been able to get the edge on Ana CS-wise, though. Ana starts to equalize it now. They are making their moves with Tims. Again, pursuing Fly, trying to force him back.
They got Blink.
Cuckoo come in for this, blinking forward, Scream, one hit! Just gets in the DD rune from Tims, worked its magic. TNC 3 in a row. Sending the gift that just keeps on giving.
What we're going to see throughout the series is Cuckoo's understanding of the tiniest lines.
He's going for number 4. No Radiant Vision of this movement. And he's managed to find just that one sliver of fog, and he ran around on a No-Tail. No-Tail's in trouble, does have the Ghost Shroud to try and keep him alive a bit longer. The attacks, 2 minutes to heal up. They're going to have another Burrow in 5. Surge is available, driving Tims deeper. In comes the Earth Spirit. They need the... They get it, 2, but the trade might be. Jurek's taking 1. Can he get 2? Rolling forward, a bit off the mark on Sam H, who now turns. Wants to fight. Gonna let him go. So another court, another successful rotation. It feels like that puppy game from the Spirit Breaker, where every single gang paid off.
Yeah. I'm very surprised that Necrophos doesn't have a magic stick. He now wants and buys one, but had he engaging, so it's very important. Well, I mean, Frostbite stops one, but when the whole team runs at you.
No, you're completely right. Stampede is great against TNC. They they have to chain everything in a very small window.
Basically, TNC has to win the team fight during Vacuum Burrow Strike. If they don't win it, then OG has the option to win or turn.
Cuckoo, for once, is getting the vision here. Dire Scan reveals nobody is top, and they're going to see Jarrett. Also, Ana out in the trees. They might even go for this Invoker. Still sticking around, that would be the much juicier kill. Ana just walking right by, and actually dodges away. It is nighttime.
I mean, they have a ward though, right? Shouldn't they have
they're afraid of what lurks behind, it seems.
You know, this is
no pop ult for 5 seconds.
This is the third Invis rune that Cuckoo has picked up, but hasn't really converted them into too many kills.
Yeah, where he was absolutely dominating that middle lane early, he's 30 CS down. Net worth is slipping as well. And that is the question, do you want to try and just game this farm war with Ana having pretty timely Midas? The Ags is over halfway complete. Actually, quarters complete.
OG is going to show on the mid. Quick kill here, and they're going to transition to pushing that tower. I mean, if
Ana, top lane, big dive, but immediate rotation comes in, hits the 2-hero tornado, and now look for the rolling forward. Jarex is going to miss on his opening, but they don't want to commit too much for Earth Spirit. Now comes the cube, now comes the combo, the quality gets silenced! Jarex denies him! Cuckoo can't get his ult up, he scatters back. They're going to lose 3 again with that Crystal Maiden mid, and they don't even get a kill. The teamwork from OG, keeping the dream alive.
Raven gonna try to get the best thing out of a Bass situation. Gets the tier 2.
God,
had he had a tier 1 to port 2, maybe he could have joined with a teleport scroll and an Eclipse, but that team fight looked over pretty fast. Just shows you the power of Stampede against TNC's draft.
And the power of the Earth Spear with the silence as they now set up on the bottom lane. Luna not gonna quite get clipped by the Sunstrike, but the threat is there. Take another look at this engagement.
It is so important for TNC to get things done during the short stun duration of that Burrow Strike. And if you don't, man, look at that Jurak silence and stun.
Was mid-cast animation on the level 2 Sonic Wave there when she got first Boulder Smashed and then silenced. Narrowly dodging what could have been a catastrophe for OG.
It's going to be a long while until TNC will be able to fight with their Luna. Luna, despite how farm she is, still needs the BKB, still needs to finish the Manta before she could really stand in the front line against this kind of dangerous nuking combination of OG. But let's talk about the Luna later. I think the more important timing is the Darkseer mech plus the Blink Burrow Strike. And TNC is almost there. Just needs 150 gold on Tims. And we're going to definitely see a smoke from TNC.
And they'll need this 4-hero group up to get something done. Perhaps Raven will join them, but one of the issues that we've seen with Luna is that she just needs so much farm after that laning stage to be a high impact carry. She's very squishy. She's got low attack range. Sure, the Glaives can bounce fairly far, but she often finds herself in the middle of fights out of position and dying until she gets, say, the BKB, the Manta. You know, maybe a Butterfly worked in there somewhere. Like, a lot of big, expensive items. So,
and because her ally doesn't have anything like Force Staffs, and you're playing against Stampede,
they don't have a Dazzle, they don't have an Oracle, they have no save.
It makes positioning that much harder. TNC just essentially has to outplay OG, and
you're up against the Centaur. It does feel like the Luna is very much just a supporting cast member until that 30 to 40 minute when the farm finally kicks in, but that also kind of plays into Ana's wheelhouse as the Invoker. Not to mention the late game Necrophos, the Centaur Ags, these are not things to sneeze at if you're TNC. So it kind of goes full circle, and I do feel like it is all about this mid-game timing that we keep on harping on. With the Darkseer level 4 vacuum, the mech online, the Blink Dagger on Sand King, can TNC find those incredible team fights?
I mean, just look at how afraid TNC is. If you want to go to Dire Vision, they have 2 wards in the enemy jungle, but you just don't see any members of OG. Even with the Blink Dagger, it looks like they just have Earth Spirit placed in the ward. Even with the Blink Dagger, they don't feel kind of aggressive enough. And I think they might be missing one of their peak timing right now.
Well, they're going to try to make something happen here, perhaps on Jerax. They see him roaming around on their side of the river. They hesitate for a long time, assuming almost that he has his whole team there.
Yeah.
But in fact,
it's just Jerax.
It's just Jerax. OG are farming.
Yeah, comparing to what OGs do, you know, TNC's grouped up as 4, holding hands, being afraid. OG spreading out. They're letting that Midas on Invoker kicking in. Their Necro's doing well. Same thing with that. Centaur. So
I always feel like OG are a bit in their heads after the last few ganks that backfired. And meanwhile, Ana just calmly continuing his own farm progression. The Boots of Travel complete, the Ice already out. And now the BKB, the next crucial item for him. Once this BKB Lumi, they already have a pipe on the Necrophos. They're building another hood and potentially a double pipe here on OG as S4 completes that hood.
Yeah, pipe.
It's all magic damage until this Luna gets big. Yeah, the pure damage Queen of Pain ult, that's not enough on its own.
For sure. You know, I keep saying it's so important for TNC to win the team fight fast. You know, you have Vacuum, you have Burrow Strike, you gotta win it then. The double pipe be effectively preventing it from happening. And once they survive that initial engagement, Stampede is gonna just take over the fight. I think OG is itemizing perfectly. They are outplaying TNC in terms of the map game. TNC is just so scared. And, you know, if this game just goes at the exact same pace like it's going now, OG is gonna win the late game for sure.
And you know TNC feel a little pressure to make a move. That's why they went for these mid-game items. That's, you know, part of why they drafted the way they did is they wanted to be on the offense right now. But it's actually OG making those plays. Rolling forward, Jerax tries to start. Won't see an opening. TNC back away. And the ward perhaps is in them at a critical moment.
Oh, I think they might be waiting for yet another timing. SMH is about to pick up his Blink Dagger, so maybe that's what they're going for. Blink Vacuum, Blink Burrow Strike, right there and there. So yeah, they get the Blink and they go immediately. This has to work.
It's got to be perfect, but OG, they might have the superior position here, lurking in the trees. They do back away, but no more ward for the Dire, so they won't actually see them backing out.
This Radiant Ward saw that there is a Dark Blink, so OG's got the full information.
Freshly planted down from the safe confines of the 3 line. Now TNC moving in, trying to bring this tower down. There is a glyph available. Like a contest, judging by their positioning. S4 marching forward, no Dire Vision up that hill. Very dangerous to just group up S5. Could well get caught by S4. If you don't go, you just let OG farm. Ana will continue to pull ahead.
Yeah, I think TNC is going to lose out on the economy game. I mean, Luna is one of the best late game hyper carries, so let's not count them out. They do have some amazing team fight.
They haven't really been trying to play that game, right? Like Luna has not. I haven't seen too many ancient stacks. They're not really prioritizing the Luna's farm. The early roaming was all about kills for Tims. I agree with you. She is one of those heroes. It just doesn't seem to be a big part of the TNC approach to this game.
Sunstrike is gonna check the Roche.
And a Dire Scan will hit pay dirt. This could be the moment for TNC.
But Queen is mid. Queen revealed herself mid, so that's that big burst
pushing
damage.
Out the wave, but the rest of the team is streaming towards bottom. They've got the tier 1 tower here. Quap should be able to catch up. And on the high ground, it's Jarex again. He rolls away. He just keeps on giving. TNC pursue, but it's fool's errand. He's out of there, it seems. Maybe Cuckoo. Oh, he finds him. The Yule Scepter's there. Double damage available. Dodge away from the Boulder Smash.
Silence.
Can they corral him, this past Earth Spirit? Meanwhile, reinforcements are arriving. They do have a Stampede ready, but they're not going to be able to use it. Still S4 funking in. He finds Cuckoo. There's the stop. The back to interrupt, but the Necro ult already came out. There was no Sand King stun. Tim's headed on cooldown. TNC are flabbergasted as OG again get the jump, get the kill. And again, Lumi, it's Jarex. It started at the level 1 smoke. It continues now. The silence in the previous team fight, every big engagement is won one way or another by this Earth Spirit.
The sense of pressure is really kind of poking into TNC. I mean, when you do a nighttime smoke gank and it breaks, when you're low ground like that, you have no vision in the enemy jungle. They were just chasing for kill. They just feel like they had to get something done, and they chased a little bit too deep.
They're setting up on Raven.
Doesn't have the BKB finish yet, so really can't sit in the front.
All the while, Ana, the split pushing to his heart's content. He's basically got the BKB now. That little skirmish, he was up about 2k in the Luna. Now he's up almost 4k as he continues to pound into this tier 2. Jarex setting up for the next potential pick-off here. He's on the high ground. He's got the vision of Sand King. Tims needs to back away, and the tower will fall. BKB is ready if Ana wants it, but he changes plans, now going for the Sphere instead. Either way, the idea of killing this Invoker, jumping someone and cleanly picking off a core. The Stampede is already an issue, the Pipe is a factor, now Mech's been completed on No-Tail, and this Linken's might just interrupt that one crucial disable that you need to actually kill off the Invoker.
I mean, on paper they have both, you know, Frostbite as well as Burrow Strike, but Crystal Maiden is such a slow-moving hero, she's going to be on the back line most of the time. So this Linken is going to be, it's going to be blocking pretty much Burrow Strike all the time. Jarex taking the invis and again scouts out the rotation from TNC.
I wonder if OG look to fight this. They do have some pretty good vision with that ward that was planted in the mid. Still, TNC have not realized that it's in the mid lane. But OG, again, strategically, they have a clear game plan, it seems. We're going to let Ana keep on split pushing. We'll keep on farming. We'll get the double pipe or maybe the Ags and Centaur, as he is going to switch gears, S4, changing his mind as well. And once the Centaur gets an Ags, they already have so much sustain from the Necro. The Invoker can't really be jumped. Now he's back to BKB as well. OG a bit indecisive with their item choices here. But either way, once they get that next round of items... Oh no, okay, he actually already has the Legged Sphere complete. Never mind
I mean,
that.
You say they keep changing the items, but all those items do the same thing, right? They just want to tank up whether for themselves or for the whole team. And
They survive the initial combo, and
exactly.
then they take the fight.
They understand that once they survive the initial burst from TNC, that's it. There's no TNC. Like, they're so reliant on that Sonic Wave and perhaps even the Freezing Field to win a team fight for TNC.
They want to jump S4 here bottom. Eat about it, but that is a bridge too far. Not going to commit. Meanwhile, OG ambitions towards the Roche Pit. They are congregating. Ana's going to move into position. Reeves now up on No-Tail. More and more team fight. More and more 5-man starting to ramp up for the OG machine.
And No-Tail's so tanky. Reeves pipe, not something that we see too often out of Necrophals. They're more worried about, you know, killing people normally. Getting items like Veil, sometimes you see Dagon, sometimes you see Blink. This game, he understands that he's going to be in the front line. S4 is going to be playing the counter initiate. And No-Tail's doing a fine job so far.
When do TNC make their move? Do they make their move? Or do they just continue to farm and await for OG to come to them? Be done on Raven again. Still all combat items from TNC. Even Cuckoo going for the Yule Scepter here. It's something for these early skirmishes to deal with the Earth Spirit. As OG smoke up, but it was scouted. This could be an opportunity for TNC. No vision up that crucial hill. They're in position. Does Jarex get caught for once? He's always gotten the jump.
The scan hit though.
They know.
Yeah.
They will back away.
In fact, this is very smart. They smoke and they just wait. Wait for the Queen of Pain to farm that wave, and then
it's going to come and farm it. Blinks in, gets off the scream, and now they try to pounce. They shoot him in. S4 looking for the stun, but the BKB dodge. Now the Eclipse. Now the back as well. Chain Frost bouncing through. They're on the chase. Tim hits Pater with the 2-hero burrow. They pound forward. They haven't killed anyone
They're
yet.
so tanky.
Live. The quad bolt only hits No Tail, who Ghost Shrouds it up. Still they keep on working on him. They yet bring him down. Commitment from TNC. They do get the Necro. Now they want the second kill. Ana looking for the turn. Tim's is their lone stun. He needs to stay alive here. He's almost dead. 5 chases, but perhaps too deep. Cuckoo can almost bring him down. Shadow Strike, auto attack, gets the second kill of the fight. Now the turn. Cuckoo has the Yules. He has the blink. He makes it away. And the Yules comes through, and he will end up going down here.
They're going to chase for more.
Back the other way. They've blown everything, Lumi, the Eclipse, the BKB, but they fight at the shrine. They may die at the shrine. Back as well. Now the Death Beat Blast. Cuckoo diving back in, looking for S4. The Magnetize wasn't enough. S4's overextended. They fought uphill into an enemy shrine. That is a classic strategic error, and they will get punished for it. Ana looking for the salvage. Not going to happen.
Huge team fight, back and forth, but I think that was just a 4-4-4, right? Including a buyback as well. You could argue pretty even, but the fact that TNC had to buy back on the Queen is going to stop her next round of items. I think ultimately an OG victory. TNC cannot get any objective off of that engagement. No Roach, no tier 1 tower on the mid lane. Good BKB usage from the Luna, but despite of that, you know, did end up going down.
If nothing else for TNC, I think it probably is a little reassurance that they're not out of the game yet. They can still win these fights with good execution. OG are not so far ahead that they can't take them down.
Yes or no, right? Like, if OG did not chase up a shrine, I think OG would just flat out win that.
Yeah, but also the quad bolt hit one. You know, there's a lot of things on both sides that could have gone better.
Yeah, and of course the Centaur initiation was blocked by the quick BKB usage. So yeah, a lot of things could have gone better for OG. OG taking advantage of the fact that they have very low cooldown, goes right into the shrine. Roshan.
I don't see TNC contesting this.
Yeah, I mean, this is the same combo that Team Secret ran yesterday on the game that they lost. Between the Pain ults, as well as, you know, very long cooldown, you lose that one fight. Other team says, all right, we go into Roche.
Even if you win that one fight, they might just go into Roche anyway.
Exactly. That's exactly what Liquid did yesterday, so.
So TNC now, they'll be up against an Aegis. No Tail already very tanky as the Necrophos we saw took a days, it felt like, to kill him. And now they cannot easily bring down Ana. They may try. Cuckoo blinking in. Ana there, lobs out the tornado, but 4 of his teammates are top, so tries to force Cuckoo back on his heels with the meteor raining down. Tim's could do not, but that's the fireworks.
I think the danger for TNC moving forward is that with the items that they're now buying, it doesn't increase their damage out. Cuckoo's working for a BKB. Luna's trying to finish their advanced style. Blink forward here, Jirax finds the stun. Crystal Maiden gonna get silenced. Nice Glimmer Cape knocks away, but Stampede's gonna allow them to chase her even further. I think the CM is gonna go down.
Eventually, perhaps, but not before getting a little bit of a retaliation blow, as though the Chain Frost was committed. A little damage from 1437, but nonetheless, he will fall.
Yep.
And OG certainly in control now as they push through mid. Ana out in front is gonna gank this tower from the rear, and with the tower dropping, you do wonder, do OG even consider a high ground assault? All ults are up.
You have the Aegis though, so
But you do have the Aegis?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's perhaps the safest play is to wait for S4's Aghanim Scepter. He's only 600 gold away, but with the Aegis, they feel confident enough. And look at how much damage they're doing to the tier 3.
Look for the miracle back. They need that big combo. TNC biding their time, waiting for the opening here, but the Sankey's been caught out. He is the +1 to that initiation, and he is down. OG.
Now, I think you could just hit the building.
Easily picking him up. They got a ward on high ground to set that all up. No buyback on the Sand out for a minute. They might get more than that. Lumi, here comes the back, but where's the follow-up? They need a burrow, they need an epi. They don't have it. Instead, they might lose 1437 again. Glimmer Cape to try and keep them alive. They're going to tap the shrine, fight for all they can. Eclipse is there from Raven, will meet the Earth Spirit, force him on his heels, but the melee has fallen. OG can get out and be content with that. Sunstrike having an additional fish will roast Raven, force him on his heels. So OG, they get what they came for. They take the melee. They are one step closer to a Game 1 victory.
TNC's itemization are critical. These BKBs are very important. Unfortunately, these BKBs are also not winning them the fights. Now they're going to chase for a little bit more. Ana goes right into Viz after taking down the shrine. He gets out. And as I keep speaking about TNC lacking damage, there's still more from OG to go in terms of tanking items. That Aghanim Scepter is finished on Centaur, so 40% damage reduction during the Stampede. I just don't think they could kill OG anymore.
OG has to screw off. That's basically how it feels now. That they need to waste the Stampede, maybe blow the pipe, someone gets caught out of position, but in a true 5v5, I almost feel even if TNC hit the 5-hero Vacuum, Epi, Puro, Quapple, Eclipse, CM ult, it might not even be enough as long as Centaur presses his ult
and there's a pipe
going off.
The
pipe and the Greaves.
Yep.
Not to mention, at least right now, you have to worry about the Sages. And that's a big assumption, right? Because OG don't have to have all 5 out in front of that. They can easily sit back and siege safely behind the Necro, behind the Invoker Forge Spirit.
They have been doing exactly that, even though that there's a Aegis on Invoker, they feel that No-Tail is tanky enough to send in front. Now he has a Yules to be used defensively for himself. Now we're going to see perhaps the last hurrah from TNC. They need a perfect combo.
This is what dreams are made of for TNC. Here comes the burrow. Look for the follow-up from Cuckoo. The ult's cooling down, though. He doesn't have the Sonic Wave. They need to get these kills quickly. And out goes the Reaper's Sight. Not quite enough damage yet. Only the Lich has fallen to CM the trade. TNC commits so much, but they didn't have the extra spells required. The Eclipse also 15 seconds off cooldown. It could have been amazing, Lumi. But they just didn't have the icing for that cake.
I think TNC is maybe on tilt is probably not the right word, but just feeling immense pressure right now. Remember that smoking into enemy jungle where they chase deep for Jerax? Just like small things where timings are just a little bit off. And that might have been the game. Now, you have your ult again, but no wall. They still have the Vacuum Burrow Strike combo, and this needs to strike true.
But now OG will know it's coming. They can be prepared for it with their positioning. You can see the Centaur's off in mid, so almost assuredly he should be able to get off that Stampede. The fight starts while it's still on cooldown, but it starts with OG out in front. The back is there to counter.
Sanking's dead,
but no Burrow Strike follow-up. 45 seconds on the sideline. The fight rate is on. TNC desperately trying to hold the line, but it's too late. Ana has taken the melee mid, chewing through Sam H, forcing him on his heels. 1 melee to go, and then OG will be in pole position to finish off this first game. And it feels almost a guarantee that they will get it. The range now being blinked down, No-Tail landing the assist, OG streaming in, rotating towards bottom. They want their vengeance for last year, and they're going to get one step closer if they can close this out. Cuckoo, Sunstrike coming through, forces him back. The Eclipse committed, but will Stampede, they'll back him back in. S4, he doesn't care about your clips. He doesn't care about your vacuums. He still gets out.
That was an Eclipse use and a Stampede, and they're full HP now. The second half of the fight now breaks out. Reaper Scythe will get BKB. Nice activation by Cuckoo. Raven in the front line. He doesn't have the BKB. Will get absolutely blown up. And now it's a route going the other direction. Buyback from the Luna. Crystal Maiden will quickly fall as well. OG stays as 5 strong, and TNC shattered as they run away.
5 heroes now converging on this Tier 3 in the bottom lane, looking for the third lane of Rax. The stomp comes through, the burrow to interrupt. Where's the follow-up? Where's the damage? They need it, and they just simply don't have it. They back in again. There's so much combo potential. The Quapple, it tickles. It does nothing more from Cuckoo, and now, as a roll and a smash forward occur, it spells his demise, it spells TNC's demise. Game 1 is OG's. Clinical. And I have to say, Lumi, Jerax, an incredible showing. Broke the smoke gank at level 1. He interrupted multiple other smoke ganks that game. The silence that prevented the Quap from getting the follow-up Sonic Wave in that early